Nightcap.
That was super creepy.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Scott.
And we're here.
Oh my goodness, that was frightening. I didn't like it.
Welcome to the Nightcap. Not that? I can't.
No, this isn't NPR.
Oh.
I know you went on a spelling spree.
If I talk like this, it's not
Oh,
okay.
no. I don't know if you were going for zombie sexy or what the hell
I don't know.
was just happening there, but
Listen,
like
Scott. It just sounded nice. Okay? And I'm going to talk like this. I can't do it. Okay, no. Too many inside jokes on the show. Listen, Nightcap is here. You're a funny man. All right, Nightcap question from guy that's going to stick his head into the camera one more time. Make sure you get into the webcam. There it is. That's a good one. It's that guy. I don't know what he's doing here. I tried to lock him out. I could not. The question is, and please, mathematicians in the chat room, participate.
can't do that anymore. It hurts my face.
Hurts your face because no human being should ever do that. It's
Philip
a
Seymour
cyborg
Hoffman.
thing. Yeah. How long would it take to dig a hole to China using a spoon made of iPhone shards?
Now, there's important information that needs to be shared before we get too far into this.
Yeah.
And that information is that in the last week, I encountered an artist who is taking bits of broken iPhones and making things out of them. That was his hand through the camera for those
Shut
of you
up.
watching. So, maybe in that collection is a spoon.
Maybe. I mean, learning what I know, going with what I know from what I've learned watching the National Geographic Channel and all of the prison escape shows. It's on Nat Geo, I don't know why. You can make a shank out of anything.
All right.
So the button for the iPhone home could be the spoon handle, not the scooper.
I was thinking there's so much aluminum in those things, you could bend a spoon out of it real easy.
I figured you could use all of the defective iPhone 5 lens flare cameras that have the optical, that isn't really optical. You can use that, just enough dirt to start the process.
Okay. So, how long
How
would that
long
take?
would it take?
A long time.
A long day. Definitely take a long day. How wide? A question from the chat room. How wide does the hole have to be? You didn't qualify that one, guy.
Wow.
How wide does the...
Wide enough for an average person to fit through.
Wide enough for you to be able to keep digging.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And how big is the spoon? As big as you choose to make it out of iPhone shards, I suppose, right?
Sure.
So you could attach a bunch of these home buttons to each other. It'd be like more of a scraper, but it would work.
Sure.
It's still considered a spoon.
5 feet in diameter.
5 feet in diameter is the size of
That's
the hole.
the rule. All right.
Is there a math thing here we can do? I mean,
If somebody's going to be able to do it, it's going to be Astrid.
and here's a question. Could I just jump into a volcano? I mean, assuming...
I've been asking you to do it for years.
I think I could do it if we go back to the conversation we had on the Nightcap where we had special powers and I did not burn from fire. You have to tunnel around the molten core. Okay. You can use any part of the iPhone to create your shank. To dig.
Is the iPhone shattered? That's an interesting... Well, I mean, when an iPhone shatters, it's usually the glass that goes everywhere. So, I mean, that's not going to be terribly helpful in your quest.
If even you can even use the batteries to make
You
the
could
thing
use
motorized.
you could use the batteries to make the thing motorized. Here's my
Or, I mean, as they proved in France, you can use the batteries to make it explode.
Yep. Here's my theory. Assuming that I use the work rate of a standard Florida construction worker.
Oh.
and I employ all of them, it would take probably 740 years if I gave them all an iPhone spoon.
Yeah, because the road construction going on out here is a 4 or 5 day project that has been going on for 2.5 years.
Yep.
So
Now, if I took a bunch of union workers and quoted them not a lot of money for a very long time, they'd take longer. If I quoted them a lot of money for a very short time with a bonus if they got it done sooner, then it would probably get done in like 6 weeks. If I had 100 workers, all with iPhone shanks, spoons. No? You don't think so? If we use the Florida Panhandle to dig and encased it in iPhone, it's a really big iPhone case, then you could probably get it done pretty quick. Because what? From Jacksonville to Miami is like 300 miles. Right? So, and if you dig what's the circumference of the Earth? A lot?
that's the mathematical value.
If you take a lot times pi, you get pi.
A lot of pie. You get a lot of pie. You get Thanksgiving.
This is all Fred Savage's fault.
You take a lot times pie.
You get a lot of pie. You get Thanksgiving. No, there's got to be... Okay,
Math.
What is the circumference of the Earth? We can do this.
For science.
It's pi r squared, right? I don't know. To find the circumference of anything.
I thought it was pi times radius squared.
But we still need a number to
the
put
R.
in the R.
Oh.
You could spell it out or just use the letter. It's the same thing.
I'm Captain Slow.
I mean, I used to know this number. Do you know it? Because I don't.
No.
Okay. Just one person doing the labor. You're asking a lot of qualifying questions, Astrid. Clearly, you've not been in these discussions before. The qualifying questions don't matter.
That's the discussion, is the qualification of the question.
Because, I mean, if there were a lot of qualifiers, we would never know why episode 3 was never released. We would have never known. We could have chalked it up to beta testing, and that would have just been a stupid conversation. But now we know it's all turtlenecks and Fred Savage. We know. Same thing said here. So, it's 4,000 miles from here to LA. Let's just times that by 5. It's 20,000 miles around the globe.
Sure.
Does that make sense? That seems reasonable.
Sure.
25,000 to make it easy?
I have no idea.
It's 10,000 miles to China.
You don't... What?
Yeah.
Going this way. Okay. From here to China
Juan
is
is
10,000
trying-
miles.
Juan is trying to get us the diameter.
There's our starting point. From here to China is 10,000 miles. So you're not going straight through the Earth because logic, geography. It's 10,000 miles.
Okay.
So an iPhone is a 3.5-inch screen. It's 7,901 miles. I overshot that by a lot.
Yeah.
So it's not 10,000 miles, you lying person.
Lying person.
So we'll go with 8,000 miles just because we have that number. It's a lot of dirt. How far down do we have to dig?
7,901 miles.
That's across. Oh, that's the diameter. Okay. That's the diameter, not the length to China.
So far. That's how far you've gotten? Are you actually digging?
Oh, Juan is digging in the chat room. This is
right,
good.
Right now, he is trying this. He is 7,901 miles in so far.
Distance from
I believe that is what he's saying.
Astrid's got this. Distance from the lowest point of the United States to China is 7,245.38 miles. So we'll call it 7,500. That's easy. Right?
Sure.
So, assuming that we're digging around the molten core, because that was the qualifier I liked the best so far.
Yeah.
Because, fire.
Well, you're not going to be able to get in too far.
Right. And considering that the plates that we live on aren't very deep in relative to the depth of the Earth.
Right.
So we'll call it like 4 miles. Is that safe? 4 miles down, 8,000 miles across, and then 4 miles back up.
All right.
So it's still like 8,000 miles.
Yeah.
Doesn't much matter.
Because that 8 is statistically irrelevant.
Right. It's 8,000 miles. An iPhone screen is 4 inches wide.
Indeed.
And we're gonna use
Diagonally.
We're gonna use a bendy LG screen for the iPhone screen, just assuming the iPhone 6 has that capability. It's a bendable screen. So we can make it into a scoop. Right? That counts.
Boy, I wish we were doing this with a Samsung Curve instead. Keep going.
If we get 100 people to start digging a 5-foot wide hole, 8,000 miles, how long would that take?
Are they doing it in shifts?
No, they're just going like ants.
You're going to get 100 people in a 5-foot radius hole
Oh, that makes
at
sense.
once. They're going to be standing on each other's shoulders, not digging a lot.
They're just gonna get together and turn.
Here's my thought process. The dirt... No, hang on. The dirt has to go somewhere. Physics, right? The inner core of the Earth, the innermost part, is primarily a solid ball with a radius of about 760 miles. Okay. We don't need to know that because I already passed that.
We're going around it anyway.
We're in logistical terms now. Okay. You have to get rid of the dirt. That's still a thing.
Sure. So you need to use...
The 100 people to form an assembly line, in and out. Handy.
I was thinking you could use the invention from the guy from The Office. Suck it.
Take out, you suck it in, suck it. Yeah, that.
The toy vacuum that the government purchased.
Right.
The patent for $20 million.
You could use that, but assuming we don't have that money.
Okay.
We're just using iPhone shards here.
Okay.
Gotta stick with the program and the question. Even though I've curved my screen. Doesn't matter. Done it. It's like a barrel of monkeys. So you start digging the hole with like 2 people.
Again, the thing is made of aluminum. The body is made of aluminum. You're going to do better than the screen with the aluminum body.
Okay, then we're doing that. That's fine. That's fine. So you're digging and you're scooping out, right? You got your 5-foot hole and you're starting to dig and you got like 2 people digging and then it turns into like 4. You got to build levels all the way down to get down 4 miles first. That's a logistical nightmare I don't want to get into. Really not important right now. So as you get deeper, you're adding more people that are then shifting out the dirt. Right?
Sure.
Right. This all makes sense.
As much sense as this can make, absolutely.
It's got to take, assuming that you can dig a 1/4 mile in a day.
How long did it take to dig the Panama Canal?
How long did it take?
I don't know. You have a keyboard in front of you.
That's a good question. I thought you were asking a rhetorical question. How long did it take to dig the Panama Canal? Cha-cha. Cha-cha. Oh, geez, that's a long time. 1904 to 1914. 10 years. How many feet was that?
Significantly less than we're talking about.
Yeah, but that was back in that was 100 years ago. We've
It's true.
advanced in our technology.
I don't know. We're dealing with an iPhone.
Damn. You're right. So it's going
That
to take,
technology hasn't advanced that
what is that,
much.
10 miles across?
I don't know.
I thought you had a reference point here.
No.
Oh.
But I figured this would be a good starting reference point, but you have to do the research.
Why me?
Because you have the keyboard.
All right, Panama Canal is a 48-mile ship canal. Damn it. 48 miles?
And it took a decade.
And it took a decade.
And $400 million.
Man.
And a team of zillions.
Oh, yeah.
There's a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
people.
I don't see a number of people.
A minimal workforce of a few thousand people. What? No. Come on. This is... You
So-
suck, Allante. You can't do it.
You can do it.
No, you can't.
It'll
You can't do
take
it.
like 50 years.
No. What?
50. It took 10 years to go 40
I'm whipping them.
40 miles above ground.
With 1,000 people. With 1,000... You get all of the iPhone owners.
And tools. And I don't mean the iPhone owners.
Right. How many iPhones were sold for the iPhone 5S? 6 million?
There were 9 million the first weekend, but we don't know if they were the plastic ones. Those don't count.
Okay, let's call it 8 million.
But the game is that they probably didn't sell any of those, maybe 6 or 7.
This is all math now. We got this. We got this. If 1,000 people took 10 years to dig 50 miles, we'll round it, how long will it take 1 million people to dig 8,000 miles? It's all proportions, right? I don't know if you can triple proportion. I don't know how that math works. Can you?
Yes.
Astrid would know. There's our thing. Astrid, do math. That's a fair assumption, right? That this is all real. This is all real. All the nanobots that have been injected into iPhone owners have reprogrammed them to dig to China, to Foxconn, to the Foxconn plant. They're going back home. They're going back home.
So here's the thing. The nanobots only affect people who purchase their iPhones at the Apple Store.
Okay.
So you have to take out Radio Shack and AT&T and Best Buy and all those places. You have to take them out of the numbers.
But I'm assuming 5 million. Astrid, we need help.
Oh my God!
You're the
chat
ratio
room
person.
Is fantastic tonight.
We need this.
Holy cow!
1,000 people, 50 miles, 10 years. 5 million people, 8,000 miles. How many years? It's got to be a direct correlation here. Probably not that long. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's a lot more people by volume.
By volume?
Yeah.
We talking about weight here?
Well, they have to fit into a 5-foot hole.
Fair enough.
What if they dig from both ends?
Yes.
Well, now the Foxconn people have a way out.
They just have to dig through the net first. Oh. Too soon?
Dig through a net? Net's not solid.
They don't give them scissors, though. I did the number. Are you not listening? Okay. 1,000 people, 50 miles, 10 years.
Juan is so into this.
5
Loving
million
this.
people, 8,000 miles. How many years? At least we've nailed down the variables.
It's 5,000 times more people. But they said a few thousand, which is 3. So it's a 1,000-ish.
You want to call it 5,000 people?
That makes it 1,000 times more people. And how many times more? 8,000 divided by 50. So 800. So 40. Only 40 times? That can't be right.
160.
That sounds more realistic.
There's 160 times more distance for 1,000 times more people.
Yeah, but you got to deal with the whole getting. Yeah. It could happen in 10 years.
You think so?
Sure.
That sounds right.
I like that.
If the ratios go up together, we've actually got almost 10 times more people than we have
Distance
variance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 years.
We'll get it done in 10.
The constant is 10.
All right. So we're going to go get started on that.
And if you have a better question to suggest for next week, please let us know by using the hashtag nightcap at PLuGHiTz Live.
I like this one. This one was good.
That's insane.
We can get it done in 10 years.
And
I mean,
everyone...
we got the whole going underground problem and the whole iPhone thing, but I figure...
And the whole get 5 million people up 4 miles back up to the Foxconn plant. Now there's a ladder at that point.
There was never... That was never a qualifier that everybody had to make it.
True, but this is to replenish the amount of workers that are killing themselves.
That was not part of this.
Oh, I thought that's where we're at. 1,600 years. I don't feel like that's accurate. You're underestimating the power of the nanobots, sir.
It's true.
These people, they're like ants. They don't sleep.
They're like the Borg. They are the Borg. The Borg can pull this off in 10 years. Nope, that's something else. It's a Swedish.
So on behalf of the staff that's not here, this has been the Nightcap, and I'm Nick.
And I'm Scott.
We'll see you guys next time.
Ciao.
Just wave. Just wave. It's his fault.